Have you ever promised yourself this is the last one, and then felt your hand reach for it, like it had a mind of its own? Have you ever wondered why willpower feels strong in the morning, but weak at night? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about quitting smoking. But we are not going to treat it like a simple morality story, where strong people quit and weak people fail. That kind of thinking creates shame. And shame is one of the fastest ways to relapse. Instead, we are going to explore quitting as a path of awakening. Wisdom, karma, compassion, practice, and destiny. Two ideas will guide the whole story. First, smoking is not only about nicotine. It is also about a learned relationship with stress, emotion, and identity. Second, quitting becomes sustainable when you stop wrestling the craving like an enemy and start observing it like a wave. Because the moment you can observe a wave without obeying it, your karma changes. And when your karma changes, your destiny changes. Let us start with an honest picture of how smoking usually becomes powerful. Most people do not begin because they love the taste. They begin because it is social, because it looks grown up, because it feels like belonging, because it offers relief, or because it becomes a ritual that organizes their nervous system for a moment. Over time, the body learns a pattern. Stress rises, smoke. Boredom rises, smoke. After a meal, smoke. Before a hard conversation, smoke. During loneliness, smoke. Each time you repeat the pattern, you are not only feeding a chemical dependence, you are feeding a behavioral loop. That loop becomes automatic. Automatic means you can swear you do not want it and still reach for it. This is not proof that you are broken. It is proof that the mind and body learn through repetition. And repetition is karma. Karma here does not mean cosmic punishment. Karma means cause and effect inside your own nervous system. When you repeat a behavior, you strengthen the pathway. When you interrupt it, you weaken the pathway. When you strengthen a new pathway, you become a new person. And a new person lives a different destiny. So the question becomes practical. How do you interrupt the pathway without hating yourself, without relying on pure willpower, and without turning quitting into constant suffering? Let us tell it as a story. There is a person named Jason. That is not the real name, but the story is real in spirit. Jason started smoking during a stressful season. It began as one or two with friends, then became a daily habit. Over time, smoking became Jason's private pause button. When life felt loud, the cigarette gave him a reason to step away. When emotions felt confusing, the cigarette gave him a simple action to perform. When anxiety rose, the cigarette gave him a predictable sensation. Jason did not love that he smoked, but he loved what it seemed to do for him. It seemed to give him control. Then one day Jason noticed something. The pause button was no longer a pause. It was a chain. He could not focus for long without craving. He planned his day around it. He felt ashamed hiding it from some people and defensive explaining it to others. He started worrying about health, not in a calm way, but in a spiraling way. The cigarette that once reduced stress now created stress. Jason decided to quit. He threw away the pack. The first day he felt proud. The second day he felt edgy. The third day he felt angry at everyone. The mind began whispering, "One will calm you down. You can quit tomorrow." Jason tried to resist. He clenched his jaw. He forced distraction. He lasted, but he suffered. By day 5 he relapsed and felt crushed. The worst part was not the cigarette. The worst part was the story he told himself afterward. "I am weak. I cannot change. I will always be like this." This is where many people get stuck. They treat relapse as proof of identity instead of feedback about strategy. They say, "I failed," when the truth is, "I tried a method that did not match my nervous system." So Jason tried a different approach, guided by a psychologist's trial of thinking. He stopped treating quitting as a war and started treating it as training. Training means you are building a skill. And the skill is not merely refusing cigarettes. The skill is learning to stay present when craving appears. Jason began observing his triggers like a scientist and like a monk at the same time. He noticed the morning trigger, coffee plus cigarette. He noticed the social trigger, certain friends. He noticed the stressed rigor, conflict with family. He noticed the boredom trigger, waiting in the car. He noticed the reward trigger, after finishing a task. Instead of saying, "I must never crave," he said, "Craving will happen, and I will practice how to meet it." That shift is awakening. Because awakening is not the absence of impulses. Awakening is the ability to see impulses without becoming a puppet. Jason created a simple practice for the first 2 minutes of a craving. 2 minutes is not a magical number, but it is a useful training window. When craving hit, he did not immediately negotiate with himself. Negotiation is where the mind wins, because the mind will offer endless reason. Instead, he did 3 things. First, he named it. Craving is here. Second, he located it in the body. Tightness in chest, pressure in throat, restlessness in hands. Third, he breathed slowly and watched the sensation like weather. This may sound too simple, but this is how the nervous system learns. When you watch craving without obeying it, you teach the body a new law. Discomfort is survivable. You do not need to escape it instantly. This is huge. Most addiction behavior is not love of the substance. It is fear of discomfort. When you become skilled at discomfort, you become free. Now, the next key was compassion. Many people try to quit by hating themselves into change. They use harsh words, threats, disgust, and shame. But shame does not create wisdom. Shame creates more craving, because shame is painful, and the addicted brain seeks relief from pain. So shame becomes fuel for the very behavior you are trying to stop. Jason practiced a different inner voice. When craving hit, he spoke to himself like he would speak to a friend. Not indulgent, not excusing, but kind and firm. He said, "This is hard, and I can handle hard. I do not need to punish myself to improve. I am training." This is compassion as power. Compassion is not softness that lets you slide. Compassion is the strength to stay with discomfort without turning it into self-hatred. Then Jason added something practical. Because spiritual insight alone is not enough. You must change environment and routine. A mind may be wise, but a habit is strong. Jason replaced rituals rather than trying to delete rituals. When he had coffee, he changed the location. Instead of standing in the same spot where he smoked, he sat somewhere else. The brain links place with habit. Changing place disrupts the link. When he finished a meal, he walked for 5 minutes, not for fitness, but to break the after-meal trigger. When he felt stress, he drank water, breathed, and texted a trusted person, not to dump emotion, but to remind himself he was not alone. When his hands felt restless, he used a small object to hold. The hands often miss the ritual as much as the brain misses nicotine. Replacing the hand ritual reduces friction. This is wisdom. Wisdom is not idealism. Wisdom is designing your life to support your intention. Now let us talk about karma again, because it matters here deeply. Every time Jason chose not to smoke during a craving, he planted a seed of freedom. At first the seed was tiny. It did not feel like victory. It felt like effort. But seeds grow underground before they show leaves. After a week, Jason noticed the cravings still came, but the intensity reduced. After 2 weeks, he noticed he could focus longer without the mind scanning for a cigarette. After a month, he noticed he started identifying as someone who does not smoke, not as someone who is trying not to smoke. Identity matters. If you see yourself as a smoker trying to quit, your mind holds the door open for return. If you see yourself as a non-smoker in training, your mind begins to close the door. But identity must be earned. You earn it by keeping small promises, and every small promise is practice. Now I want to bring in another story. Because not everyone smokes for the same reason. There is a person named Maya. Maya smokes mostly in social settings. She does not crave as much alone. But with certain friends, it becomes automatic. She fears losing belonging. She fears being the odd one out. She fears that saying no will make her look weak. Maya learns a key lesson. Many addictions are not only chemical. They are relational. They are about identity in a group. So her quitting practice must include courage in social moments. She prepares one simple sentence that she can say without trauma. No thanks. I am taking care of my health. She practices it in her mind. She says it calmly. She does not over-explain. Over-explaining signals shame. Calm signals strength. The first time she says it, her heart races. Her friends tease her. She smiles and stays steady. Later she realizes something that surprises her. The teasing did not kill her. In fact, one friend later asks her privately how she is doing and admits they want to quit too. This is the karmic ripple of courage. When one person becomes conscious, others feel permission to become conscious. Now, a very important part of quitting is relapse prevention. Not as fear, but as preparation. Life will test you. Jason had a test. A terrible day. Conflict with a family member. A work stress. A feeling of failure. The old pattern screamed, "Smoke now." He almost did. Then he remembered something. A cigarette will not solve the problem. It will only add another problem. He sat down, breathed, and felt the urge fully. He cried. Not because he was weak, but because the body needed release. After crying, the urge dropped. He went for a walk. He ate. He slept earlier. The next day, he woke up proud in a quiet way. This is spiritual maturity. The ability to suffer without adding self-sabotage. Now, some viewers may be thinking, what about withdrawal? What about irritability? What about cravings that feel unbearable? This is where support matters. You do not have to do this alone. Many people benefit from professional help, counseling, support groups, and medical guidance. There is no shame in that. Seeking help is wisdom. It is also compassion toward yourself and toward those who care about you. But whether you use support or not, the inner principle remains. The craving is not you. The craving is a passing event. If you can observe it, breathe through it, and choose a wise replacement action, you are practicing awakening. Now let us connect this to destiny, because that is the deeper reason this channel talks about habits. Quitting smoking is not only about lung. It is about who you become. If you can quit, you prove something to yourself. You prove that you can change. That proof spreads. You start believing you can change other things too. Better sleep, better eating, better boundaries, better relationships, more honest living. Quitting becomes a doorway into a new identity. An identity built on self-respect. Self-respect is wealth. Self-respect is peace. Self-respect is the feeling that your life is guided by wisdom rather than by impulse. That is the deepest success. Now I want to close with a reflection that often creates real resonance. Many people smoke because they want relief. They want a break from pressure. They want a moment of calm. The tragedy is that the thing they use for relief becomes another source of pressure. But the deeper truth is hopeful. The calm you were searching for is not inside smoke. It is inside your ability to breathe, pause, and stay present. When you build that ability, you carry it everywhere. You are no longer dependent on one object or one ritual to feel okay. That is freedom. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Now I want to hear from you in the comments. What is your biggest trigger? Stress, boredom, social pressure, anger, loneliness, or habit after meals? And what replacement ritual has helped you most? Walking, breathing, drinking water, journaling, talking to someone, or changing your environment. If you want more long-form storytelling that turns real-life struggle into practical awakening, wisdom, karma clarity, and a destiny shaped by conscious choice, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment to support this space. Your support helps more people discover that change is not about hating yourself into progress. It is about training yourself into freedom.